Hi Honey Bunnies, this lesson is a review on writing slope-intercept form equations from a graph. If you take a quick look at your notes, you'll notice that each problem has the same questions here at the top and the same question here at the bottom. So we're going to work through 3 examples together. I'm going to try and go as quickly as possible, but I don't want to go too quickly, so bear with me, okay? So in order to write an equation, right, that's what our ultimate goal is. What is the equation? We need to find 2 pieces of information. We need to find the slope and the y-intercept. This will be the m and the b. Okay, so in this equation, in order to find the slope, the first thing we need to do is we need to find some points that are on the line. So if I go across the line, I see there's a point here, here, here. There's a few others. We'll talk about that later. And in order to find out what the slope is between these points, I need to analyze the rise over run. How much do I rise and how much do I run? I can see here I need to rise 2, and here I need to run 3. Rise 2, run 3. So in the format of rise over run, I'd be writing 2, because I rise 2, over 3, because I run 3. That's going to be my slope right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk y-intercept. For the y-intercept, we need to look on the y-axis and see where the line crosses the y-axis. And the line crosses the y-axis at this number right here, which would be 0. So using that for b, and we plug everything in, we get y equals 2/3 x plus 0. Now, this answer is technically correct, and a student might want to walk away from it right now. However, as a math teacher, I am going to require that you give me all answers in simplest form, okay? So the part that's not really simplified is this part right here, the plus 0, okay? Now, adding 0 to something doesn't actually change it. If you had 10 cookies and you said, Miss K, I want more cookies, and I said, okay, here's 0 more cookies, and I added 0 onto the number of cookies that you had, you'd be like, Miss K, that didn't change anything. Right? Because adding 0 doesn't change anything. So we don't need it in this equation. When there's a plus 0, we don't need it. Our final equation is just going to be y equals 2/3 x. Now, in terms of these bottom questions here, it says what is, and then it gives you a point, a solution. Meaning, is that point on the line? That's essentially what it's asking you. So is the point 0, -1 a solution? Students get confused with points like 0, -1 because they don't know if it's this point or that point. So my advice to you is remember x and y. Okay, so if the number is on the y, then we're looking for the one that's on the y-axis. And so that would be this point. Is that a solution? Meaning, is it on the line? The answer is no. What about the point 3, 2? That's right there. Is that a solution? Well, it's on the line, so the answer is yes. And last but not least, the point 2, -2, which is right here. Is that a solution? The answer is no. All right, go ahead and pause this video. Fill in number 1 if you're not caught up, and then we're going to move on to question number 2. Okay, so for question number 2, we're going to find the same pieces of information, slope, y-intercept, so we can write the equation. This is going to be my m, my b, and then I'll put them into the equation. Okay, so to find the slope, which is rise over run, I need to find my points first, so I can analyze the difference between each set of points, and then I'm going to analyze rise over run. Well, this is actually a very similar problem because I rise 2 and run 3. Rise 2 and run 3. There's actually a point right here on the end, and if I work backwards, there's actually a point on this end of the line as well. Alright, so the slope is 2/3. However, there is a difference here. The difference is that the y-intercept is not 0, like in the last equation. The y-intercept is -1. So the equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Okay, I'm going to take a moment before I do this last section down here, and I do want to discuss one other thing. Okay, going back to slope. Some people may have gotten a different answer. Some people may have picked 2 points, which included these 2 points, and they would have said that the rise is, oops, sorry, I don't know why I did that. Let's try that again. They would have said that the rise is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 6. So maybe they would have thought that the slope was 4/6. Okay, now again, technically that answer is correct, but you need to give me the answer in simplest form. So that's actually a fraction that turns into 2/3. So anytime you get a fraction that can be reduced, you are going to be required to do so. All right, moving on to, is it a solution? The point 0, -1, is it a solution? Yes. The point 3, 2, is it a solution? Is it on the line? No. And last but not least, the point 2, -2. Is that a solution? Is it on the line? No. Go ahead and pause this video, and I actually want you to not only catch up on number 2 if you're not caught up on number 2, but I also want you to do number 3 completely. I want you to do number 3, all of the questions, and then press play. Okay, so for number 3, you should have already tried it. The slope is 1/1, which is 1. You found your points and you analyzed rise over run. Even if you said that the points were farther apart, let's say you thought these were the points, which would give you 2/2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is actually 1 as well. Okay, so make sure that you always simplify your slope. The slope is 1, the y-intercept is -4. Plugging it in, you get y equals 1x minus 4. But simplifying your answer, 1x is just the same thing as x. So the answer I have circled here should be your final answer. Then in the last section, is it a solution? I have no, no, and yes. All right, so right here at the end of your notes, you'll see that you have a compare and contrast question. You're supposed to find the 2 differences between the graphs. I would like you to write your answers in complete sentences and then compare your answer with your partner. Thank you, honey bunnies.